Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this Discover Your Splits flow. I created this sequence especially for people who have their splits and want to dive deeper, discover different variations. You might need 2 blocks, maybe a yoga belt, a yoga strap, anything that you can think of to replace it. And when you're ready, just go ahead and meet me on the mat.
Ryan Little.
Japan.
Alright, so when you guys are ready, you can go ahead and grab your blocks, place them towards the top of your mat, and if you have your yoga belt, just keep it by your side for now. Slowly start and make your way into a modified child's pose. So keeping your knees as you usually would, so slightly wider than hips distance. Feet are going to stay parallel. On your exhalation, slowly lower your bum down towards your heels. Letting your hands glide a little bit more forward. Maybe the forehead comes to rest down onto the mat. When you're here, I'll invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Starting to connect with your breath, connecting with your body. Taking this time to check in with your internal world. Knowing that at any point of this practice, if anything gets too intense or overwhelming, you can always come back to your breath. Trying to make every inhalation and exhalation as equal as possible. On your next inhalation, planting the hands down, go ahead and draw your chin to your chest, really round into the back of the heart. Slowly make your way to your tabletop position. On your exhale, tuck the back toes, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Simultaneously, let your hips glide you back. That starting position. When you make it back, again, inhale, roll forward, drawing your chin to your chest. When shoulders over wrist, exhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Letting your hips glide you back. Last one like this. Inhale. Roll forward. Exhale. Dropping the belly. Lifting the gaze. Letting your hips this time glide you back. Up to your downward facing dog. When you're here, ensuring that you're taking enough space on your mat. Fingers are spread out wide. Belly button is up and in. Kind of imagining that your armpits are looking at each other. Maybe you need to take a few paddle outs in the legs or some movements from side to side. Whatever you need to find stillness into the pose. If you need to keep the heels lifted to ensure that you're keeping proper alignment. On your next inhalation, we're going to take some spinal waves here. So inhale, drawing your chin to your chest. Really round into the back of the heart, rolling forward to your high plank. When shoulders over wrist, exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, bend the knees as much as you need. Letting your hips glide you back. Head is the last thing to come back down. When you make it back again, inhale to roll forward. And exhale, dropping the belly. Lifting the gaze, lifting the tail. Last one, inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. When you make it back, let your right leg come up towards the sky, coming in a three-legged dog. When you're here, take a full breath, ensuring that your hips are squared. On your next inhalation, tap the toes down. We're going to take some leg swings following your breath. Exhale, kick up, inhale, down. Exhale, up and down, up and down, up and down. Last one here, hold. Next inhalation, left heel lifts off the mat, looking between your hands. Exhale, lower down. See if you can kick a little higher. Next inhalation, left heel lifts off the mat, bring that right thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down in between your hands. Inhale, arms come up, high lunge. Exhale, lower that back knee down, setting yourself up here for that low lunge. Maybe you'll need to have your blocks by your side here. If you have your blocks by your side, they're right underneath your shoulders. So you're not here, right here. If not, arms come up. On your next exhalation, fingertips come down by your side, so on your block or down on the mat, taking a side bend here. Letting your hips sink down, imagining that your thighs are like scissors here. Next inhalation, hips shift back. Taking a counter stretch with your half split. Exhale, try and let it melt forward. Keeping that spine straight and long, keeping that side bend here. Hips are squared. Focus on your breath. Next inhalation, shift those hips forward, coming back to that low lunge, side bend. Next inhalation, arms come back up and overhead. Inhale, tuck the back toes, slowly lift up, high lunge. Next inhalation, sway forward, grabbing the back of the heel with that right hand. We're going to set ourselves up for our standing split, so that left hand comes down. Shift the weight forward, kick up. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not today, as long as you're putting the effort, kicking up, shifting that weight forward. Exhale, back foot comes down. Inhale, arms come up, high lunge. On your next inhalation, sway towards the side. Exhale, lower down, side lunge. Try and lower your bum all the way down on the ground. It's okay if it doesn't, as long as you keep your heel stacked over that ankle. Focusing on your breath here. On your next inhalation, option to stay here or with your right hand grabbing onto that left ankle. Inhale, left hand comes up. Try to grab onto that right foot. Taking this revolved variation. Focusing on your breath. Maybe you're using your strap here to help. Next inhalation, slowly make your way back. Take a moment here, reconnecting with your breath. Next inhalation, slowly lift yourself back up, coming back to your high lunge. Take a moment here. Inhale, sway yourself to the side, setting yourself up for your standing wide leg forward fold. So when you're here, you want your heels out, toes pointing in. Maybe you have your blocks that are going to be underneath your hands. Maybe not. Inhale, arms come up. And on your exhale, try and dive forward, leading with your heart, shifting that way forward towards the tip of the toes. Option to grab onto the big toes or the back of the heels, or again, hands are underneath some blocks. Trying to shift that way forward. Keeping that spine straight and long. Imagining that you're going to bring the crown of the head down onto the mat. One more breath here. Next inhalation, slowly come back up, planting the fingertips down, coming to a straight back. On your next inhalation, shift your weight back towards the side, coming back to your high lunge. Inhale, cactus the arms, sway forward for your chair plane. So fingertips come back, thumbs are pointing down, heart is lifted. Next inhalation, arms come up. Exhale, see if you can sit a little lower. Exhale again, sit all the way down, coming to your boat pose. Maybe legs are bent or straight. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your back. Maybe when you're here, you need to, like me, readjust yourself. So when you're here, coming onto your back, hands are by your side. We're going to do some active flexibility, so go ahead and flex onto that left foot. You can go point or flex with your right foot. You're going to do some leg swings to begin. So take a big inhale, exhale, kick up. Inhale down and up. Follow your breath. Up, 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 up. Two more. Up. Last one. Up. When you're here, bend into that right leg. Now we're going to go ahead and draw some circles with that right knee. So on your exhale, drawing a big circle with that right knee. Inhale, extend and in. Out. Extend and in. Following your breath. Extend, inhale, in. Last one. Extend and in. Now when you're here, flexing onto that right foot, maybe you go ahead and grab your yoga belt, your yoga strap, loop it around your foot. Here we're going to take a reclined split. So maybe grab onto peace fingers, grabbing onto that big toe. On your next exhalation, slowly start and slowly work on straightening your your top leg, ensuring that your hips are squared here. On your exhale, maybe you lower that foot down, creating a bit more space towards your side to enable you to lower the foot. Next inhalation, slowly bring it back in, bend into that leg, slowly bringing that left thigh in, clasping your arms together, and slowly start to take a few rocks forward and back, and make your way back to your chair pose. When you're here, take a moment, inhale all the way up, palms come together, exhale, palms come to heart. Inhale, rise up, arms come up. Exhale, try and dive all the way down to your forward fold, shifting the weight forward wherever you are here. Focusing on your breath if you need your blocks by your side. Next inhalation, planting the fingertips down on your block, coming to your straight back. Exhale, plant the hands down, step it back, high plank. When you're here, shift the weight forward, maybe knees come down, chaturanga, upward facing. Slowly make your way back to that downward facing. When you're here, take a moment, reconnecting with your breath. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So starting with our spinal wave, inhale, drawing your chin to your chest, really round into the back of the heart, and exhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, letting your hips glide you back, that downward facing. Again, inhale, roll forward, and exhale, dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. When you make it back, last one, inhale, roll forward and exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. When you make it back, that left leg comes up. Three-legged dog. Taking a moment here, ensuring those hips are squared. Inhale, tap those toes down, going into our leg swing. So exhale, kick up and down. Follow your breath here. Down, up, down, up. Last one, up, hold it. Inhale, right heel lifts off. Exhale, see if you can kick a little higher, bring it back down. Inhale, bring it back up. Bring that left thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down in between your hands. Inhale, arms come up, high lunge. Exhale, lower that back knee down. Set yourself up for that low lunge here again. Maybe hands are on your blocks. Next inhalation, left fingertips come either on your side or on some blocks, taking that side bend. Focusing on your breath here. Next inhalation, shifting those hips back, straighten that front foot, and slowly try and melt. Counter stretch in that half split here. Keeping those hips squared. Spine is straight and long. Next inhalation, shifting those hips forward, going back to that low lunge side bend. Inhale, arms come up, tuck the back toes, lift up, high lunge. On your next inhalation, sway forward, grabbing the back of the ankle with that left hand this time. Slowly shifting the weight forward, setting yourself up for that standing split. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not, as long as you're trying. Kicking up. Exhale, slowly lower that back foot down. Coming back to your high lunge. Inhale, straight towards the side. Exhale, lower down, setting yourself up for that side lunge. It's okay if your bum doesn't come down, all the way down. Keeping that stack. Knee over ankle. Heart is lifted. On your next inhalation, maybe you take that revolve variation. Grabbing that left foot with your right hand. Focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, make it back. Focusing on your breath. Take a moment here. Inhale, lift back up. High lunge. Focus on your breath. Inhale, sway towards this side. And set yourself up here for that wide leg fold. So here, heels are out, toes are in. Inhale, you're going to go ahead and clasp your fingers together behind you. Take a big inhale, leading with your heart. Exhale, folding forward. Shifting the weight forward towards the tip of your toes. Belly button is up and in. Trusting your body here. Next inhalation, come back up halfway. Exhale, planting the hands down on your blocks, straight back. And on your exhale, grabbing onto the big toes, maybe your hands on blocks or behind your heels. Go ahead and fold again forward, shifting that weight towards the tip of your toes. Belly button is up and in. Inhale, come back to that straight back. And exhale, slowly make your way back to your high lunge. When you're here, take a moment. Inhale, cactus the arms, sway forward. Exhale, chair plane. So thumbs are pointing down. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, see if you can sit a little lower. Exhale, sit all the way down, taking that bow variation. So bent or straight legs. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your back. Again, maybe you need to readjust yourself, whatever you need here. I'm gonna take the active flexibility again. So flexing onto that right foot. You can either point or flex with that left foot, totally optional. So starting with our leg swing, take a big inhale. And exhale, you're gonna swing up, follow your breath. Up and down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Following your breath. So exhale. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Bend into that left leg. Taking some bent knee circles now. So exhale, circle it out. Inhale in and out. Follow your breath. Last one. Next inhalation, flexing into that left foot. Maybe using your yoga belt, yoga strap, or grabbing onto the big toes with your peace fingers. On your exhalation, go ahead and try and extend that top leg. Keeping your hips square, belly button is up and in. Next inhalation, maybe try And slowly bring that leg down, creating a bit more space towards the side to allow you to bring that foot down completely down. Maybe one day onto the ground, focusing on your breath here. Next inhalation, slowly bring your back, slowly bend into your leg, bring that right leg, clasping your hands together. And on your next inhalation, slowly start and take a few rocks forward and back, so forward and back, making your way back to that chair pose. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms come together to heart. Inhale, arms rise up. Arms come up. Exhale. Let it dive into a forward fold. When you're here, take a moment. Focusing on your breath, shifting that way forward. Inhale, fingertips come down on your block, straight back. Exhale, planting the hands down, step it back, high plank. Maybe knees come down, shift the way forward, chaturanga, upward facing to downward facing. When you're here, take a moment, reconnecting with your breath. On your next inhalation, starting with our spinal waves again, inhale, drawing that chin to your chest, roll forward. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Let your hips glide you back. When you make it back, again, inhale, roll forward. Exhale, drop the belly, hips glide you back. Last one here. Inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. When you make it back, right leg comes up, three-legged dog. Take a full breath here, making sure your hips are squared. Next inhalation, left heel lifts off the mat, bringing that right thigh to your chest. On your exhale, shifting that weight towards your right side. Setting yourself up here for a side plank. On your exhalation, straighten that leg, that right leg under. And exhale, foot comes down. Inhale, arms come up, reach up for fallen triangle. On your next exhalation, lift it back to that side plank. Hand comes down, slowly lower down to a pigeon here. When you're here, focusing on your breath. If you know you're a bit tighter, keeping that foot closer to your hip bone if you have a bit more range of flexibility. Maybe trying to bring that shin parallel to the top of the mat. When you're here, bring your hands by your side. Maybe they're on some blocks. Inhale, arms come up. We're going to take 3 pulses. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Up and down. Up and down. Next exhalation. Hands simply stay by your side. Take a moment here. Inhale, plant the hands down. Tuck the back toes. Come back to your high plank, taking that right thigh to your chest. And on your exhalation, kick it back, three-legged dog. Inhale, left heel lifts off the mat, bringing that right thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down between your hand, lower that back knee. Inhale, arms come up, low lunge. When you're here, maybe you want to lower your hands onto the blocks by your side. Arms are up or resting onto that front thigh. You're going to actively try and kick that foot back so that left foot towards your bum. So inhale, exhale, up and down, up and down. 2 more, up and down, up. Try and keep it up, resting maybe your right forearm, grabbing your back foot with that left hand. Now taking a bit more of a passive version of the stretch. Again, maybe hands are on some blocks. Exhale, lower it back down. On your next inhalation, shifting your hips back, straighten that front leg, tuck the back toes, and glide yourself into your splits. Again, if you need to pause the video here, do your little PNF technique, whatever you need to be prepared for this, you can always do so. So when you're here, ensuring that your hips are squared, so always tucking the back toes to begin. Hands are going to be by your side. Simply staying here first.
You may want to have your hands on some blocks, whatever you need here to help you out. On your next inhalation, walk your hands forward. Maybe try and melt your chest onto that front thigh. Kind of coming a bit more out to the side and melting forward here. Focus on your breath. Next inhalation, maybe coming back your center, and maybe you want to play around and try and bend that back leg. So for me, I know at the beginning it was really hard to kind of comprehend how I could bend my back leg in my splits. So first of all, what I did is inhale and exhale, try and kick up with your leg. So try and make your brain understand that this is totally doable. So 2 more like this. And on your next inhalation, palm is going to face out, so that left hand, the left palm is facing out. Maybe you're using your yoga belt, your yoga strap, whatever you have. That right hand is staying by your side. And you may grab onto the back foot, whatever you need. And on your exhale, trying to bring that foot down towards your hip bone. Placing those fingers same direction as your toes, keeping those hips squared. Focus on your breath here, and you can even play here with that flip grip. If you have your flipped grip, so palm facing out, and slowly flip your grip. Keeping that right hand to begin with on the floor, and slowly bend back. So whatever you want to play around with, if you want to take some breaks. Next inhalation, planting the hands down, tuck, and slowly try and glide your leg back to a downward facing dog. When you're here, take a moment, reconnect with your breath. Maybe this is a little bit more intense, different ways to work with the splits. So again, focusing on your breath, starting with our spinal waves. So take a big inhale, drawing your chin to your chest. Roll forward to your high plank. When shoulders over wrist, exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Hips glide you back. Again, inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Last one here. Inhale to glide forward. And exhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, lifting the tail, left leg comes up. Take a full breath. Inhale, right heel comes off the mat, bringing that left leg to your chest. Exhale, shifting the weight towards that left side. On your next exhalation, straighten that front leg. Exhale, foot comes down, setting yourself up for fallen triangle. Inhale, come back. Hand come back down, high plank, taking that left thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down, lower down for your pigeon. So when you're here, taking a moment, if you know you're a bit tighter again, keeping that foot closer to your hip bone. You want to play around with trying to walk your shin a bit forward so that it's parallel to the mat, making sure that if you do that, the foot is flexed. Hands are by your side. Maybe they're on some blocks. Inhale, both arms come up. We're going to take some pulses. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up and lower. Last one, up, lower. Hands come down. Take a moment here. And next inhalation, planting the hands down. Tuck the back toes. Coming back, high plank. Taking that thigh into your chest. Exhale, kick it back. Three-legged dog. Inhale, right heel lifts off the mat, bring that left thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes in between your hands. Lower that back knee down. Inhale, arms come up, low lunge. When you're here, take a moment to connect with your breath. Next inhalation, keeping your arms up and overhead. We're going to take the active flexibility again. So inhale, exhale, in, inhale, out. Exhale, in and out. in and out. Kick it in. Last one, kick it in. See if you can balance that left forearm to your thigh, grabbing onto that back foot. Focusing on your breath, keeping that heart lifted. Exhale, foot comes down. Arms come back up. Exhale, planting your hands down. Shift your hips back. Front leg is straight. Tuck the back toes. Slowly glide yourself down into your splits. So again, if you need to pause the video, do your little PNF technique. Ensuring that your hips are squared with the back toes tucked. Always very important that your hips are squared. When you're here, hands are by your side, heart is lifted. On your next exhalation, maybe try and melt forward to your front thigh. Focusing on your breath. Letting go of any expectation that you have for yourself. And if you're melting your heart forward, you're keeping your spine straight and long. So wherever you are, keeping that spine straight and long. Next inhalation, come back up. Arms are by your side. Maybe you want to attempt bending that back leg. So again, inhale, exhale, lift up, inhale, exhale. 2 more. And maybe you want to try and grab onto that back foot with your hand or a strap. Again, starting by simply bringing that foot maybe close to your bum, focusing on your breath, keeping those hips squared, or maybe you want to try and attempt flipping the grip. If you're flipping the grip, palm is facing out, gripping your foot, rotation of the arm in, and then slowly you're bending back. Inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, release. Arm come by your side. Take a moment here. Inhale. Plant the hands down. Tuck the back toes. Slowly press down. Try and glide your foot back to your downward facing dog. When you're here, take a moment. Reconnecting with your breath. Next inhalation, go ahead and bring the foot as wide as the mat. Slowly shorten your stance with your hands. On your next inhalation, grab onto your left ankle with your right hand, taking a side twist, looking up and over that left shoulder. Belly button is up and in here. Next inhalation, plant that hand back down, come back to center. And on your exhale, same thing other side. So grabbing that right ankle this time with your left hand. Looking up and over that right shoulder. Next inhalation, plant the hand down. And on your next inhalation, heels in, toes out. Slowly sit your bum back. Set yourself up for a little yogi squat here. So your spine is straight and long. Your bum is sitting back. Using the strength of your arms to press your thighs out. Hands are in prayer at the heart here. On your next exhalation, slowly lower all the way down and keeping those legs as wide as you can. You're going to attempt a wide leg forward fold here. So as always, we're going to start with our little pelvic tilt. So rocking your hips forward and back like this. So simply a motion here. So it's not in your back. It's really just a little motion in your hips. So next exhalation, slowly maybe try and start to walk forward. If you try and walk forward, even if you're on your forearms or on your hands, keeping that spine straight and long and focusing on that little tilt. It's going to help you so much more than if you round and the upper back and rush. So focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, slowly lift yourself back up. Bringing your legs back together, giving yourself a little shake from side to side. When you're here extending that left leg in front of you, go ahead and bring your right foot on the other side. We're going to take a side twist. So inhale, arms come up. And exhale, right fingertips come down by your side. Going to head and hook your left arm with your right thigh, looking up and over that right shoulder, focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, come back to center. Bringing your foot, your right foot now into the inside of your left thigh. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, leading with your heart, try and melt forward to this half forward fold. Focusing on keeping that spine straight and long, belly button is up and in. Next inhalation, slowly walk yourself back up. And we're going to switch. So go ahead and straighten that right leg now. Placing your left foot on the other side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, left fingertips come down, hooking your right arm onto that left side, looking up and over that left shoulder. Focusing on your breath here. Next inhalation, come back to center. Go ahead and place that left foot, the inside of your left foot, into that right thigh. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, leading with your heart. Try and melt your chest forward to your thigh. Focusing on your breath here. Taking a half forward fold. That spine is straight and long. Wherever you are, if you need your strap. Next inhalation, slowly walk your hands back up. Bring your legs out together in front of you. We're going to take a full forward fold now. So inhale, feet are flexed, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, leading with your heart. Trying to melt forward. Full seated forward fold. Focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, slowly lift yourself back up, coming to a seated position towards the top of your mat. And on your exhalation, slowly let yourself rock back onto your back. Your arms are going to come up and overhead, palm facing up, thighs are into your chest. Next inhalation, try and rock yourself back up to a pull pose. When you're here, keeping that belly button up and in, so that you can keep your hips stacked. On your next exhalation, maybe you stay here. Maybe you try and press the shins down towards your side. Focusing on your breath wherever you are. If you're here, the shins are pressing down onto the mat. Next inhalation, maybe straighten back your legs. And exhale. Slowly lower, trying to keep those thighs compressed to your chest. And exhale, lower all the way down. Legs come straight out. Front of you. Arms come by your side. We're going to finish this practice by taking a few breaths in Shavasana to really integrate everything that we just worked on. As always, I really hope that you enjoyed this Discover Your Splits flow and that maybe you learned different techniques on how to work on different variations, and that you have a wonderful day. Namaste.
Ryan Little.